Hey friends, I wanted to follow up on the video that Hillary shared yesterday about this awesome new way to be able to see all students' answers at the end of class, because I tried it with my students today and now I can actually show you what it looks like after you've used it with or set it up and done it with your class. So you'll see my names are all anonymized here. Actually, I should pause and say, if you're just getting started with Desmos, I would say maybe wait a little bit before jumping in, unless you're good at writing code or really just want to take a deep dive. What I'm saying is it's not necessary to do this to use Desmos. Okay, so let me show you how this works. In order to find the responses, a summary of the responses, what you have to do is go to this summary view, and you will have had to code the things that Hillary showed how to code, and I'll go through and do another explanation of it because I changed around the activity just slightly. So once you click on that, what you'll see is all of the students' responses. We have it coded. Hillary's student showed her, who showed me, how to code this so that if there's nothing in the box that says nada, you can change that. I'll show you how. And if a student has written something, all of their responses that you have chosen to show up here will show up here. So when I want to go through at the end of class, what I would do is alphabetize my names. I have students write their last name first, so it's super easy for me then to enter it into the grade book. But I would then go through and just click through real quick. And this will give me a summary of all of the most important questions. This could be 2, this could be 5, this could be 7, as many or as few as you would like. And you'll see that you immediately get the students' responses all in one place. You can tell this student only answered 2 of the questions. The last few I actually didn't get to. Okay, so that's what you will see at the end, a summary of the students' responses. But let me show you how you can go through and actually code this. So you can just copy this screen just like any other, copy it from here and paste it into your activity. And then you'll go into this, when this button has turned green, that means there's some code written there. So we'll go in here and we'll edit the computational layer script. Don't worry too much, to be totally honest. While I understand what it's doing, I don't have a complete understanding of, I don't know all of these terms or anything. All you have to do is know that this screen 1 refers to the first piece of information that you want to populate there, the first answer you want to pop into that the summary screen. So you see that it says screen 1 here, and then again screen 1 here. Now you can change the names like I did at the end. I named a couple of these different text inputs, write and discuss, because I know I'm going to keep those the same, and then I wrote it again, write and discuss. I also have translation, because we always do. Students will translate some portion of or the entire write and discuss. So, and I have that here too. If you want to copy any of this, it's really easy. Just select it like you would, copy it, and paste it. And you can add more than just 7 screens. You can also delete screens if you only want to have 3 or 4 answers from each activity. That's great. What I think I'll probably do is I will probably leave this as is, and then when I go back and edit the other screen, when I add questions that I know I want to see their answers at the end summarized, I will call it the first one screen 1, the second one screen 2, third one screen 3, etc. So that I don't have to mess with this after I won't have to mess with this almost at all going forward. The only thing I may do is I don't really think that I need 7 responses. In reality, probably what I'll end up doing is choosing between 3 and 5 questions that will really show me either how much my students understood and or how engaged they really were. And this I've already found it to be very helpful, because as you've probably seen, you can start to become you can lose track of who's been fully engaged and who hasn't. I'm just going to show you the way that, as an aside, I have a spreadsheet, and I'm not going to show you my students' names, but I have a spreadsheet, and over on this side you would see their names. And then what I do is as we're going through class is I'll just write little negative marks If they weren't engaged, nothing means that they were fully engaged, or if they're sick, or if they're absent, or there was something going on. And then I enter at the end of every class all of their grades. Having this all summarized in one place made it so easy for me to check to see that I was on point when I was entering those grades throughout class. Okay, that was a lot of speaking. Here goes some more. I want to show you how you change the names. So you remember we had screen 1, screen 2, screen 3, all the way to 7, I believe, and then had write and discuss and translate. So let's go back to the first screen right here. And what you'll see, Loom really eats up a lot of data here, is that I have labeled this screen 1. So that means that it's going to pull the students' answers from screen 1. They can't see it on their end, so they don't know which questions you're checking more carefully, I should say. And then I did the same thing on screen 2. On screen 2, you'll see, let's see if I can pull this up. On screen 2, you can see here it says screen 2. Now you can call these anything. You could just call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't matter. Just make sure you change it on that last slide as well. Okay? And then let's go to screen 5. I also had one. You see how, or number 5. And this one is called, scroll down, screen 3. Now, on 6 and 7, there are places where there's text input, right here where a student would input text, but I didn't label it. So I can still see their answers when I do the student view, when I click in and look at their answers. Sorry about this, team. When I click in and look at their answers here, for example, I can still see their answers, right? But it doesn't show up. It won't automatically populate on this last table summary screen, because I didn't really want, it's not that important to me to know that they know how to translate había una vez, there was one time, or once upon a time, right? So I did that. I didn't use this, not asking the computational layer to pull answers from 6 or 7. I just wanted to show you that so you can see that you don't have to get a summary of all the students' answers, or get a table of all the students' answers. I think that that's pretty much it. If you've not watched Hillary's video, watch it. I think she does a better job probably of explaining this than I just did, but I wanted to show you what it looked like at the end. And one other small thing, I know that I mentioned that I had do the write and discuss. I had one that was called write and discuss, and you can see here that I've labeled right here. That text box is labeled write and discuss, so it'll pull from that. Also, sorry, I keep saying one last thing. Also, if you don't want it to say nada, you teach another language, or you just want it to be a blank space or something else, you can go to this slide, once you've copied it into your presentation, and then you can just change this to whatever you want. Instead of saying nada, you can have it say whatever. Basically, it's saying if there's nothing there at all, then have it say nada. Otherwise, have it pull whatever is actually there. Same thing, all the way down. So, team, I hope that's helpful. I hope you all have a great day, that you're staying warm, and that you take a moment for yourself and take a breath and relax and think of all the lives you're positively impacting. Adios.